Welcome to episode 25 of the Danso Pitch. I am your host, Charles Danso. At the Danso Pitch, we are the podcast for the Danso Financial Group, where we provide private equity as well as financial literacy education. I want to thank our Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube viewers for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe through our YouTube at Danso Financial Group for more information and videos like today's. Today's episode will conduct a discussion around TikTok. TikTok has been surfacing ever since President Trump gave until September 15th for TikTok to be purchased by a U.S. company. In this episode, we'll be discussing in terms of the various companies that are interested in purchasing TikTok, as well as my assumption, my guess as to which company in particular will actually decide to acquire TikTok. Let's get started. So the first one is Microsoft. Microsoft is a $1 trillion company specializing in software and cloud computing, and one of the only big U.S. tech companies not featured in Congress's recent hearings on tech antitrust practices. Microsoft's notable acquisitions include Minecraft, LinkedIn, and I believe GitHub. Now, many people may ask, why is Microsoft looking to purchase TikTok? In purchasing TikTok, it transitions the platform of Microsoft's Azure Cloud Computing Service System by securing a viral app as one of the tech company's biggest clients. Also, the deal could be a way where Microsoft can strengthen its customer business as well as likability factor with the younger generation. Now, this will be basically the millennial generation as well as Gen Z in particular. Since Microsoft wants to appeal to a younger crowd, obviously the younger crowd is the individuals that are moving the spectrum, so to speak. What the young people like is what a lot of these companies are looking to appeal to now. And TikTok is the hot thing right now. So where you can post short videos. Obviously, you've even seen Instagram bite off TikTok's basically video set by competing with their thing called Reels. So I think it's important to note that TikTok, with having the ability to partner with a company like Microsoft, would allow Microsoft to use their cloud-based servicing system to a much younger generation. Let's go on to the next piece. Now, how serious is Microsoft in actually purchasing TikTok? Microsoft is actually very serious. Until just a few weeks ago, Microsoft was the only company to confirm it was in discussions with ByteDance, which is the parent company of TikTok, which is an Asian company based in China right now. It's bidding for TikTok's operation in the US, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. A deal valued between 20 to 50 billion is what purchasing TikTok would basically garner for Microsoft in terms of revenue, and how much Microsoft is willing to purchase right now is in the range of about 20 to about 40 billion. Additionally, recent court documents show that Microsoft has signed in late July a non-bidding letter of intent to acquire TikTok US operations, showing how far talks between the two entities have actually gone. The next company to discuss is Oracle. Oracle's founder is Larry Ellison. Oracle is one of the largest enterprise software companies in the world, so its interest in TikToks is actually quite interesting. What do they actually get from purchasing TikTok? Oracle's interest in the consumer brand doesn't make sense. The reason being is some have weighed the idea that Oracle's bid is a head fake designed to make an acquisition by Microsoft, an Oracle competitor, more difficult and more expensive. What that basically means is Oracle is always looking at TikTok because their competitor Microsoft is right now. So for our audience listening in, a lot of companies do this. That's why I notice every time Apple has a new phone out, it seems that Android wants, or Samsung wants to come out with a new phone as well. A lot of other companies do that as well. So don't be surprised by that. But TikTok could also give Oracle access to a trove of big data from users, a potential boom to the company's cloud service, which Oracle currently has as well. What we currently know about the deal between Oracle and TikTok is in mid-August, the company considered to acquire a majority stake in TikTok's businesses. Oracle appears to have two major entities backing its bid. A group of ByteDance's U.S. investors and the White House. The investors, which include Sequoia Capital and General Atlantic, reportedly see Oracle as one of the best bets to get a piece of the action in the TikTok acquisition. Top Oracle execs, this includes Larry Ellison and CEO Safra Catz, also have close ties to President Trump, which could minimize short-term scrutiny from U.S. government. So I think it's important to note that with the connection that these Oracle founders actually have with the president, who's actually given TikTok a timeline to basically get acquired by a U.S. company, could possibly land with Oracle just because of the fact that Trump's friends are basically the founders of the company. How serious are they? Oracle is moderately serious. It has not confirmed its interest in acquiring TikTok, but multiple reports, this is Wall Street Journal, Bloomberg, this week show that the company is the leading candidate to take over TikTok U.S. businesses with a potential bid of $20 billion, according to the Wrap. The next bid, the individuals that you guys may have heard they are trying to acquire TikTok is Walmart. Walmart is a retail giant. It has about $373 billion in market cap and has merged as a wild card in the TikTok acquisition. As you guys may know, Walmart just came out with Walmart Plus, their competitor to Amazon Prime. So I think with purchasing TikTok, that could kind of be good for them also in appealing to a larger, younger audience who are primarily the shoppers on Amazon Prime through analytics, which is a millennial generation, anything from mid-30s down to 18. So that's also important, or 16. So that's important to note. What they get out of buying TikTok, it positions Walmart as the leader in TikTok's acquisition. It would be a fraud deal given the retailer's inability to provide the app with tech support and cloud services. Nonetheless, Walmart involvement in any of the deal would be a huge asset for its e-commerce business, especially in the retail giants competes with Amazon. Like Microsoft, Walmart could be trying to rebuild its image with younger customers who love TikTok, as I mentioned previously, and potentially expand its influencer marketing aspirations. What to note about this deal with Walmart? Walmart actually, I believe, was trying to partner with another U.S. company to get TikTok. So it would be interesting to see how they will actually go about purchasing TikTok. That could be through maybe a joint bid with maybe Alphabet, which is the parent company of Google, or SoftBank, which is basically the Asian company that basically handles over like $2 billion in assets right now. It's an investment company, so to speak. So I think that's important to note. With the Walmart deal, this could be a potentially joint venture. But again, it's just talks right now. Nothing has been confirmed right now. As I mentioned, Oracle is the leading candidate. The next company is Twitter. Now, I myself was shocked when I heard about this, that Twitter was actually trying to purchase TikTok. I wouldn't see why, considering the fact that Twitter right now has an actual pretty good rapport with the younger generation. So I would think that maybe from the aspect of trying to just appeal to a larger audience, maybe that's why Twitter will want to basically purchase TikTok right now. What they get out of purchasing TikTok, again, would be Twitter is a smaller and than all the other companies, as I mentioned, meaning that an acquisition could immediately boost its profile and value. Even though the network is popular, it has struggled over the last couple of years from a numbers aspect. Even many of the shareholders have been trying to remove its CEO, Jack Dorsey, who was the CEO and founder of Twitter. So again, in purchasing TikTok, this could just boost up the assets of Twitter, just have another company under his belt. But again, this is just talks with Twitter, nothing too serious, nothing certain. And I don't believe that Twitter will actually be a company to purchase TikTok. I don't even think they're in the ballpark, but that's just my guess. The next company is Apple. Of course, everybody that's listening, Apple is always the company that's in talks with a lot of companies. When you have over $2 trillion in assets and market cap, you can do that. So again, I don't need to basically explain who Apple is. I think everybody that's listening right now knows who Apple is, but what we know about the deal is in early August, Apple basically reported interest in acquiring TikTok as well. Again, there's no real discussion surrounding Apple, so I won't get too much into that. These are just talks right now, and I believe that a lot of these other companies that are just trying to purchase TikTok, Apple just wants to be a player in it as well, but I don't see them as a serious contender as well. I think they would actually get something like maybe a Shopify before they go after TikTok. The next company is Facebook. Now, what we know about the Facebook deal with TikTok is actually quite interesting because of the fact that, as I mentioned before, Facebook owns Instagram. Instagram has Reels. Reels is basically just the same version of what TikTok videos are right now. So that tells me that in terms of a software design aspect, having TikTok would just boost their morale in terms of having them in the company. I don't see this happening. Facebook, Instagram, they're notorious for stealing other ideas of companies. Snapchat, you can look at Instagram stories. Again, Reels, you can look at TikTok videos. So these are all things that I think that from a patent aspect, maybe controlling this IPs, which is the intellectual property of TikTok. Maybe that's why Facebook would want to purchase it, but there's nothing too serious surrounding that company purchase of TikTok. As I mentioned before, SoftBank again is a massive investment firm and technology firm. Its conglomerate is based in Japan and is currently a small investor in ByteDance. ByteDance again is the parent company of TikTok. Now, if for those that are listening, the parent company is a company that shares of the majority stake in a company. Example, a parent company is a company that owns enough voting stock in another firm to control management and operation by influencing or electing its board of directors, which basically means is a parent company has the most voting power in a company. So again, for Google is Alphabet. Alphabet is the parent company, which means that any of the CEOs that are elected, any type of move that is really getting that's happening in terms of asset moves, any type of acquisition, it would have to go through Alphabet. If Google is trying to purchase a company, Google is trying to do any type of thing. This is an example of ByteDance. ByteDance again is the parent company, which is the majority stake in TikTok is owned by ByteDance. This is where the shareholders are coming from, and this is where the voting power comes from. So again, what we know about the SoftBank deal interest in TikTok is what its U.S. operations has been reported by CNBC. According to CNBC, SoftBank COO Marcelo Claure tried to form a partnership for a TikTok acquisition involving SoftBank and Alphabet, with Walmart as the majority shareholder. Those discussions don't appear to still be active. It's highly unlikely, though, SoftBank would be the majority shareholder in a deal, given that Trump's administration insists TikTok's U.S. business primarily be sold to a U.S. company. So again, for those listening, I don't see SoftBank being a major player, if at all, because again, as people have mentioned, as I just mentioned, Trump is hell bent on keeping it a U.S. company purchasing TikTok. So I don't see any company outside the U.S. getting that acquisition of TikTok. And last but not least, ByteDance U.S. investors, which include Sequoia Capital and General Atlantic. Sequoia Capital and General Atlantic are U.S.-based investors who poured money into ByteDance. ByteDance, again, for the audience listening, is the parent company of TikTok when it was founded in 2012. ByteDance was recently given a private valuation of over 100 billion. What do they get out of purchasing TikTok? ByteDance U.S. investors have likely seen their investments in the Chinese parent company pay off. and wouldn't hesitate at a chance to get an even bigger share in TikTok's successful US businesses. What we know about the deal: the investors, namely Sequoia Capital's Doug Leone and General Atlantic CEO Bill Ford, have reportedly been key advisors to ByteDance CEO Zhang Zhiming in orchestrating the TikTok acquisition. It is a paired bidding war right now between Microsoft and Oracle as the primary candidates of purchasing TikTok. But again, maybe ByteDance may try to just keep their company in terms of having the full acquisition, having the full voting power and shares in TikTok. So maybe they will try to make a move as to getting their US based partners, which is Sequoia Capital and General Atlantic, to maybe do a joint deal with maybe a Walmart, maybe a Microsoft, maybe a Oracle. This is just something I'm speculating. I'm not really sure, but that's something that I assume is going to happen. But again, these are the companies, as I mentioned for the audience listening, that are interested in purchasing TikTok right now. China, though, has been trying to stop any type of US-based company from purchasing TikTok. Over the weekend, it was announced that China unexpectedly revised its rules for tech exports to give itself a veto over deals like the TikTok sale. That's important. What that basically means is, again, any type of U.S. company trying to get any company based in China or Asia, so to speak, I'll say China right now, they're going to have to face regulations. So that's going to be a little bit difficult for a company like a Microsoft or Oracle to actually purchase a TikTok, because it has to go through a lot of regulations based out in China and its parent company, which is based out in China, called ByteDance, as I mentioned. Now, which company do I actually believe will actually purchase TikTok? I actually believe it'll be Oracle. The reason being why I say Oracle is, again, for anybody listening, everybody knows our President Trump loves people that are his friends, quote unquote, people that are his yes men or yes women. And that's basically what a lot of the founders are for Oracle right now. So I think that with Trump knowing that he has partners in Oracle, and I'm sure Trump will try to get some type of assets out of it, any type of capital on the side. I'm assuming that. That's just a speculation. He will actually try to make a move with Oracle. It does make sense with Oracle, as I mentioned. They have a cloud-based system. I would actually prefer Microsoft, because I think Microsoft just has more of the assets to handle that, and TikTok is more aligned with the services that they're trying to do, because Microsoft, again, handles a lot of gaming systems. They handle a lot of transition in terms of social networking through LinkedIn, as I mentioned, as one of the companies that Microsoft owns. So it actually makes sense to have TikTok, and in terms of trying to expand on having a younger audience, having a larger share in the social media market, that would make more sense. But again, Oracle has the assets as well. They have the working capital, and they have Trump, which is important, because he's the one that's given the deadline in the US for a US company to purchase TikTok by September 15th. Now we'll actually wait and see if that's actually going to happen. There's a lot of things, a lot of regulations that company has to go through before actually purchasing TikTok. And again, it's all up in the air right now, because we don't know exactly what is going to happen in terms of if a US company will actually be allowed to purchase TikTok. But again, as I mentioned, this is something that I believe it will be Oracle, between Oracle and Microsoft, but I'm going to lean more towards Oracle based on the information that I've basically articulated. And that's going to change the game, because of the fact that TikTok, I think, is going to be, in terms of short videos, as you see the success of Reels through Instagram, they've been able to basically get a lot of traction through that. So I think having a large software company, maybe like Oracle or Microsoft, backing TikTok will definitely boost TikTok once it actually goes public, is with a public company, will actually boost that capital and will basically take it to the next level. So again, for the audience listening, these are companies that I mentioned that are interested in getting TikTok. The company that I've leaned towards is Oracle. And right now in the era that we're in, I think controlling data, having the ability to control data where you have a younger generation to lean on is important, because again, the younger generations is what's moving the crowd right now, so to speak, which basically means in terms of any type of new trends, any type of innovation is usually coming from a younger individual. So because of what younger individuals appeal to, if you pay attention, you work in any type of company setting, a lot of times your manager would lean towards the younger person in the group to come up with the innovative ideas as to how to go about doing things. So I think it's important to note that all these companies, I believe, have moderate interest, but the main interest would be, again, Oracle, Microsoft, and I'm going to go through Oracle. And again, if you guys are interested in learning more, follow us at Danso Financial Group. I just wanted to have a short video just to kind of discuss these. That we were getting a lot of questions with people thinking which company maybe we were thinking that will actually get TikTok. Again, as I mentioned, I would believe it's going to be Oracle as the main person to actually get TikTok. And it will be very close between Microsoft and Oracle. So, but again, I'm going to lean towards Oracle. We will provide more information in the later podcast on this. And I believe sometime this week into maybe next week, there will be a deal announced as to actually which company will actually acquire TikTok. So keep a eye out for that. Again, follow us at Danso Financial Group for more information on that. Again, we're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Podcasts at the Danso Pitch. Please subscribe, please follow for a lot of updates like this. This is episode 25. The next episode, we will be discussing private equity, how companies get basically purchased through general partnerships during LPs. This is through venture capital. This will be discussed in the next episode. Thank you for tuning in. You guys enjoy the rest of the week and the weekend ahead. Thank you and take care. Peace.